Good afternoon, India. So I want to just, try to give some advice and help and support in terms of, what India might expect in October, a bigger wave. The country should be better prepared, but it doesn't kind of dilute the problem that India faces in terms of the mental health crisis, because a lot of young people at work are experiencing a lot of difficulties. Um, I myself, of course, I've got Indian roots and I've got a lot of experience in terms of healing in mental health. Um, Innovation and creativity will help the country, but it's a long process. And although that counselling and coaching support given in companies that are doing, as much as they can, um, and the iRobot, or the support is good, but in all honesty, in my experience, for the trauma that I experienced in my life, um, I was creative in a sense that you don't self-diagnose your own condition, but when you know that you're suffered bereavement. When I lost my mum, bless her, it was really sad for me. It was painful. I was crying. Um, there was elements of alcohol, which is pretty dangerous. So what got me through that was, first of all, recognizing that that obviously it wasn't my fault with COVID-19. It's unprecedented. Um, the moment you take time out, whatever you're doing, especially in a company, you take time out, literally take a day off, an hour, 10 minutes, sit down. The stress and anxiety will lower. And certainly from my own experience, I felt I wasn't working at the time. I took time, I actually more or less quit teaching at the time, because to support my mum, because she was, she had two cancers. It was very difficult. Um, but with COVID-19, in India, it's more difficult because it's straight away. It's the impact in your life is straight away. So the innovation has to be from the employer side and the government. But you as an individual can help yourself if you are able to recognize, first of all, it wasn't your fault. Um, there's a feeling, I believe, that when you're really crying for help, you're so much pain, you don't really open your eyes to help and support. In the end, it's you get up and move forward. But it's very difficult because there's so much death going on. But what got me through eventually was, lots of very easy, calm days, and trying to withdraw from the fact that I had bills to pay, that kind of stuff. It's the ability to reduce the stress. You have to be creative in your own life. Companies will help that with the support you get, but ultimately it comes down to you as an individual. That's what got me through my bereavement. The trauma is is a mean something for different people, but there's your young people that's just going through some mental severe struggles, depression, anxiety, panic attacks. Um, Manage it day by day is one of the best ways that us as humans can cope with this, and through innovation. Okay, so it's developing new systems for people going through mental health. Telehealth will work, but I truly believe that we have to be innovative in ourselves and say, you know what, I'm going to take a sheet of paper out today. I'm going to sit down at a table. I'm going to write my thoughts. And then from that, I'm going to build a plan. That's being creative and innovative at the same time. Um, and that's what companies can do at scale. They can get around into a board meeting. They can get around and say, right, what's the best solutions for our employees? Because number one, we need to look at data. We need to look at how many of our employees are feeling this way. Yes, we've got coaching and psychiatrists coming in, but they're overloaded. The system is just, it's unprecedented. It's kind of, but we have to tackle it. And I think it is based on something that I support, which is like a buddy system. We operate in the British Army, where you get like a study buddy, more in, if it was the university, but in a workplace where you're going through bereavement, matching colleagues up and supporting and doing pair work, and through that is creativity on its own, and allowing two people to come together, share their thoughts and feelings. That's really going to help the company and the individuals themselves go through the healing process, because bereavement takes you never really heal when you lose your mum, your dad, your sister, your brother. Something goes away from you in your life. I know that when my mum died, there was even now, it's just, life is not the same. I'm not saying my life is terrible, because it's not, but there is a part of you that goes, and the healing process starts slowly. The first year is going to be the hardest, so companies need to really ramp up the innovations there. But from an individual perspective, people need to recognize what they're going through, be real, obviously eat, exercise. Then you're not going to maybe feel that in the first day, but even companies can support colleagues by offering physical training programs, any good bit of material in terms of a video, free gym membership. These things may sound pretty irrelevant in terms of someone going through bereavement, but it all helps, because you're trying to put the body and the mind through a healing process. And it's really important that you take your time with healing. You can't get there in a matter of minutes, hours, days. When you lose, there's so much pain that someone goes through when they lose one of their loved ones. So compassionate leadership will help, I believe, and there needs to be a lot more innovation around that. And I think those are the main things I would feel that will help people and companies. So I hope this video is useful. And yeah, I'll try to come across more thoughts and feelings and creativity in my sharing my own healing journey with you, because it's important that the country is overwhelmed with lots of different mental health conditions coming through with the employees, and it's important that we work together. That's the nuts and bolts of it. Creativity, innovation will take us through, but I think it's more from the individual side as well, not just companies being the ones, the role models. And that's an important topic. Companies need to be the role models, but we're all human, and if we work in a pair system through creativity and developing our own little resources, I think that will really champion a good mental well-being. So companies can really, if there comes another wave, the employees are ready as best they can be in terms of mental well-being, and I think that will work. So those are my thoughts and feelings around trying to safeguard employees and people in society in India with the unprecedented COVID-19 on a mental health well-being perspective through innovation and creativity. Few ideas for you. So stay safe, friends. Blessings to you, and smile. Make sure you get exercise, and just look after each other. Work in pairs, and if you do increase the teamwork capabilities within welfare and being at home and at work, with lots of different creativity activities, creating teamwork for good mental well-being. So any initiative like, for example, there is a new focus group developed to share their experiences going through bereavement. So it's not counselling, but it's just some good practice sharing, which we do in the teaching world. Any little project like that, micro, national, is going to help people. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you, India, and I love just trying to help as best way I can with my learning resources. So any companies want to get, reach out to me, please do. It is about collaboration and working together, forming minds that will create new resources to help many. So creative innovation there for you on combating COVID-19 in India. Thank you so much. Take care. Goodbye.